Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Brian Altano. I'm here with the brand new IGN editor, Alana Pierce.
Hi.
Now, we're covering PlayStation whatever we're calling it. What is it? PlayStation Experience. We're having conversations about it all weekend long right here in San Francisco, which is awesome because it's our hometown. You got to play Lego Marvel Avengers today.
Yes.
Brand new stuff in that game.
Yeah, so this game is particularly based off of the films. There's tie-ins to Iron Man 3, there's tie-ins to the Avengers, so the biggest change, I think, overall, and something that I appreciate, even though it's not a huge deal, is that we actually have our actors from the films voicing the characters, because they've actually just ripped the dialogue straight from movies.
Right.
So I think that that really adds a level of authenticity, and kind of in Marvel superheroes, I found sometimes I was a little bit frustrated by, you know, because you get to know the voice of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man.
It's so iconic.
Yeah, and hearing something else that kind of like sounds foreign and stands out to you in a way.
Yeah, you don't want anything sort of like off-brand. Not to say that those voice actors are bad, but sometimes you just want the real thing. You're just used to it.
Yeah.
So how did that work sort of in juxtaposition with the kind of very tonally goofy visuals that you're getting? I mean, it's a little different than, I know the movies aren't the campiest things in the world, but sometimes they do get a little dark and gritty.
Yeah.
But Lego Avengers is fun looking, and then you hear Robert Downey Jr. talking over it. So how does that work?
Yeah, so I specifically asked a question about, you know, how are you going to keep it goofy? And the biggest thing with that seems to be that they have so many characters in this one. It has the most characters of any of the Lego games so far. So we still have all of our side characters, and there's a lot of weird ones in there, like Squirrel Girl that they have. So the goofy side quests will be centered around those kind of goofy characters to keep it like that. So basically the main story of the game, the chapters that you will play through will be directly based off of the movies. All of the cutscenes are almost like shot for shot replicated in the game. And then, I mean, you'll have the jokes that are in the film.
Yeah, like a chicken and a ham sandwich and stuff
They
like
still
that.
have like a random pig. They still have that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they've been hurting that pig in Lego games for like 10 years
They're
now.
a big fan of the pig.
Or not. I think they hate the pig.
Still there. Shows up, and really early in this one as well. It shows up like almost straight away.
He's the first character you meet.
Yeah, one of.
Really?
Like he's pretty close.
I was joking. Wow,
he's
that's nuts.
he's not far off.
So how's this work in co-op now? Because I know that like there's a lot of kind of team moves and companionship and collaboration that happens between characters.
Yeah, so one of the things you can do in co-op now is the team moves, which is basically, I mean, it's still a Lego game, so it's still fairly simple, but you'll be prompted to press a button at the right time, and then you'll have this cool combo animation that will have two characters together pulling off a move, basically, that seems to, I guess it's like a smart bomb in that it kills everything in the immediate area.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I think they all do that. The animations are really creative in the way that they play those characters together. Like, one of the ones that's really, I guess, recognizable would be Thor bouncing his hammer off of Captain America's shield. So like creates a big lightning-y explosion.
This huge like sound wave of
basically, yeah.
pain.
Yeah, so that's one of the things we have, but probably the best thing that I heard in this entire gameplay demo was that you can now change the split screen. So they used to have that split screen that sort of like tilts around.
It was like
and
a clock.
You can get really disorientated because
yeah.
it just pulls at a certain point and then goes back in again, and you have no control over it. But now apparently if you're playing in split screen co-op, the first time that it splits in the game, it will ask you if you want to have standard fixed split.
Actual split screen that we've had for decades.
Actual split that they, for whatever reason, haven't used in
Or
Lego
crazy
games.
clock.
Or crazy clock, which, you know, I don't imagine anyone really likes at all.
I thought like the first time I tried it, I remember being like, this is kind of novel in theory, but in practice it was like very, very disorienting.
Yeah.
So, and I don't, maybe I'm old school. I just like a split screen to split the screen.
Yes, me too.
It's literally in the name. So I'm glad they fixed that. I'm glad that works. I'm excited to play that.
I'm wondering if the reason that the clock thing sort of happens is, I mean, especially in this one, I feel like they probably kept it in there anyway because they've got a really big focus on the environments.
Right.
We've got a bunch of new maps as well.
Yeah.
So Manhattan is the same as it was in Lego Marvel, but it's bigger. And there's some changes, like there's the Chrysler building in it. Stark Tower is now Avengers Tower. So there's some changes, but it seems like it's bigger and it looks a lot prettier. Nice fancy lens flare in there. But there's also other maps. I didn't actually get to note them all down, but I think there was like 5 that I saw all up, and it's basically you go to a spaceship instead of going to a menu to choose a different one, and that acts as your menu to fly around the world.
Right.
One of them was Miami. So we're going to have a bunch of different maps that you can jump between, and I think that they want those displayed in the biggest way they can possibly be displayed to show it off.
Cool. There's also the farm. You can go there, and I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of pigs there, and you know, all the cool scenes from Age of Ultron, where that entire movie slowed down tremendously to get into some character and family stuff. You'll get to play that too. This is a huge Avengers Marvel mixtape, basically, all crammed together. Tons of cool stuff. When's this game out?
It's coming out next year, but I think we're also almost definitely going to get a DLC for Civil War.
Ooh, that'd be awesome. Well, thank you so much, Alana. I'm Brian Altano. This is Alana. We're going to be covering PlayStation Experience all weekend long right here in San Francisco. So for all things video games, Lego, Marvel, and weird pigs that they keep putting in these games, keep it locked right here.